I'm afraid it's a bit difficult for me to speculate about these questions at this point in time. As you said before, we're open to working with third countries on this issue, and there's this possibility for third countries to receive an adequacy decision if they have a similar and secure system in place. But we are not in such discussions with the UK for the time being, so I would not like to go into this at this stage. I mean, let me be clear, just in general on the digital green certificate, that what is foreseen in the rules is, while it is for member states ultimately to decide under their competence on quarantine. Of course, there's an expectation that member states will take this as an opportunity to alleviate the restrictions and not require them. And if they do so, they would have to notify the Commission and other member states and justify this decision.
But the question, thank you very much, Christian. The question that you raise, James, is one which, of course, could apply to discussions on travelers coming from other third countries. And I think what we need to do is to distinguish between the issue of adequacy decisions on systems that record the health status, such as a digital green certificate in Europe, so similar systems in other member states, and the conditions under which travelers from third countries could come to the EU and vice versa. And on this, I'll give the floor to Adalbert. They're, of course, linked, but they're nevertheless separate.
Thank you very much, and indeed it's a good opportunity to just to mention the different frameworks in which we are looking at the interlinked aspects of this question. So Christian was referring to the issue of digital green certificates and discussions with third countries as to the question of recognition of the digital green certificates as such. So looking at making sure that we have a proof of somebody's status in relation to the virus. Then there is the linked but separate question of who can or cannot come into the EU and under what conditions, and that is dealt with by the Council recommendation on the restriction on non-essential travel. And right now, this restriction applies to essentially almost all countries in the world, and it means that the Council recommends that nobody can enter the EU for non-essential reasons. And this is a measure which the EU has taken, or the Council has taken, on the basis of epidemiological criteria alone, and it is not subject in itself to discussions with other countries. There is a reciprocity element in there. However, it is separate from the issue of digital green certificates at present. And then finally, there's a final aspect to this, which is also something you referred to, James, which is that when somebody is authorized to enter the EU, either because they come from one of these few countries that have a good enough epidemiological situation, or because they have an essential reason, then there are also health related measures that member states apply in order to make sure that this happens in a safe way. And that is something that is very much national competence, and although the Council recommendation contains certain indications and guidance to the member states, the precise measures are again going to be decided specifically by each member state depending on their individual situation. And again, that is in itself not necessarily subject of any negotiations with third countries, at least not on the EU level, given that it is national competence and something that is very much linked to the specific sanitary situation in each member state. I hope that clarifies a bit.
Thank you. Are there other questions on this issue for us today?